Welcome. This is Slop in the Shop. This week's video blog. We've got a little bit of demonstration, a little bit of machining, and a little bit of a shout out. I'm going to kind of do in the middle of this again. And I already probably showed the item, but I'm going to go ahead and give a little bit of real world testimony to it. So get your neighbors, your friends, your family, gather around the widescreen, prop your feet up, get your soft drinks, cold beverages, hot coffee, hot cocoa, because it's winter time in North America. And let's get these pigs fed today. I'll come back and tell you bye at the end. Have a great day. Good morning. This is your buddy Jim. Welcome to the shop this morning. We got some more slop items. I went to a racing auction. This is a rear gear set, internal rear gear set for a 9-inch Ford. This is a gear we could use to run at one of the local tracks that I don't have. I'll have to buy the center section and get somebody who knows how to put gears together to build it. But I picked this at 6:30, so it'll work at a local track. And I need it in case I want to race there, not when we're planning to race. So they had a racing auction and I picked this up for the princely sum of $65. I think these are about 200 bucks new. I think it looks like it may have been run just a bit. I don't look like it's hurt one bit. There's a little rust here at a few spots. But so, you know, there we go. So it looks good to go. So we're good for that. And that's one thing. The same racing auction, I picked up some more rivets. I bought actually 2 boxes, but I split them with a friend of mine. This is like $250. And I got them at a good price too. So let me cut the camera off. I'm going to set something else on top of the box and talk about it. A while back in a slop, I featured a headlight system. Well, you know, I've got friends out there in YouTube world. Everybody knows that Jim Enos of Tangent Engineering is a real big supporter of the channel, a really good friend of mine. And I had a UPS box come from him the other day, and he sent me an email. He said, I got a better light. He said, this thing's awesome. So I guess we're going to have to try it out. But Jim just knocks himself out. He is this super guy. And he has done a lot of little things for me besides the wheels and the gifts and stuff. And I'm just blown away with Jim and what he does. So that's the purchases, or what's come in. And I got a little project this morning. We're going to get into it. I got to show you something else. This is a 1-inch socket from Lowe's. I've got a 1-inch that I was using in the race car, but this is the impact. And I'm going to do some work on the extension and stuff and put me something together. And I thought I would go ahead and show you that. And then we're going to talk about the project at hand. Good morning, this is your buddy Jim. How are you today? I've got another gift. I've got some real good friends in that watches me on YouTube and supports the channel. And I've mentioned one of them the other day for a gift. This gentleman right here, he goes over and above not only to me, but a lot of other creators out there. And his name is Vernon Currier, Mature Patriot. He sent me an email and said, this box is on the way. Sent me pictures. He found it on eBay. Thought I could use it. It's Drive Dogs. And, you know, Vernon is just a super guy, and I really appreciate that. He really shouldn't have done it. I told him that in the email. But, guys, you know, we've just got people on YouTube that's awesome. And these Drive Dogs will come in handy in things I want to do. So, because I don't have a complete set. I don't have near that many. I picked up a couple here and there. So I want to thank Vernon, a Mature Patriot, for this. If you understand the way that most of us shoot videos, especially if I slop, it kind of goes in spurts depending on what I have to do. And this particular one be out several weeks since from when Vernon sent me this. It's just because I've got some stuff I've made up and put in videos. So another thing, how you like the pink rags? The madam made a boo-boo. Well, we all make boo-boos in life. She had grabbed a tablecloth, thrown it in the washing machine, and had these dishcloths and stuff in it. It kind of turned them pinky. So I didn't want to let her know that. So this is a secret between us. I just brought them out here for shock rags, kind of. I wouldn't want to embarrass her. But no, we all do that. Sometimes we forget to stick the wrong stuff in a washer. I mean, I'll do a lot of laundry myself, so things like that happen. But I figured just use them for shock rags. Hey, we got more blessed with shock rags. So I've got a project today, and we'll get to it. I may have showed this a long time ago. This is a stillborn project of mine. It was an eBay purchase, I'm going to say a long time ago. And what I've done, the plan was to make a little collet system using these little collets here. I bought this stuff off of eBay for really cheap, like, I don't know, less than $10. So it's and I'm not sure. So what I've done is I got two of these taper holders, and I was on a machine, make a plate and use it on the other lathe. So what I've ended up deciding to do with this is, and I'll probably have to make a spanner wrench, and I haven't done it yet, is I went ahead and put this in the lathe and I turned this flat to chuck it. And what I want to use it for is to be a little job like cutting a screw off or doing something that's not really accurate. And instead of having to go through the trouble of taking the chuck off, putting a plate on, I could use these collets. So, and I've already had them. So I don't have all the sizes. I may end up having to modify one or come up with something. But I'm going to need to end up eventually. I've got these in a drawer over behind my lathe, and I've been meaning to show this. But this is something I've been working on. So this is another thing that I've had a while. I thought I'd throw it out there. And the point I'm making, if you see something like this on eBay that's cheap, that you want to use, you got to use for like it, you can modify it. It's hot, and especially if you can pick it up for very little money, it comes in handy. So that's what my plan was, and I kind of deviated from it a little bit, but I've ended up with a pretty good setup, so I'm pretty happy with that. All right, let's move on. All right, folks, I'm going to do a follow-up on an item. You may have seen this item in one of my slops here. My good friend Jim Eno sent it to me. He's seen on one of my videos here recently, I got to remember how to untangle it, there it is, that I picked up a little light at an auction, and he sent me this one, and he said this thing was awesome. Well, I showed it, and about 2 nights ago, I ended up using it. If any of you have one of the more modern cars that has all these tire pressure sensors, you know if your air pressure gets off 2 or 3 pounds or something, it shows up. Well, I was helping my nephew doing some things, so it was about 6:30, 7 o'clock, and it's already dark. I got a text message from Chris saying that the air pressure in the left rear tire basically is saying was low. So okay, so I come home, turn on the air compressor, pull the line out, get my air gauge. One of these days I'll show you my air gauge. It's sort of like a racing one, but it goes up 60 pounds. I modified a racing one I had for go-karts, and I use it to check tire pressures with. Well, you know, I don't have a shop to pull the vehicle into, so this was sitting outside in my shop here, and we just need to pull the air line. I got a reel outside, so I pulled the reel out, pulled the air, put this thing on my head like Jim said, like this. And I went out there and turned this sucker on. I'm not going to blind you with the camera because this sucker's bright, I'm telling you. And I'm telling you, to do what I was doing, bending down, reaching down, using this thing, boy, it is awesome. So this will come in handy. We will probably use it at the racetrack because it'll come in real handy with us, like tire pressure setting. You got to look down in the engine or something like that, checking stuff. Lighting's always a problem, even if you have, we don't use enclosed trailer, but even with that, lighting's still a problem. You have to carry extra light. This will become this will be invaluable. I just wanted to thank Jim again. So bear with me for thanking Jim, and I hope you hope you don't get too irritated. I'm thanking somebody over a product, but this is the box it came in. It's a bore headlamp, and this sucker, I don't know what they cost retail, but it's probably worth every stinking penny of it. So, cause Jim sent it to me. So, excuse me. With that being said, we'll move on to the next project. How you like my paint starter? I got a paint a little something in there. I got some black paint. I'm gonna brush it. So instead of worrying myself to death, I just chuck it up in the lake. Hey, I've been breaking out some stuff here lately. This is January the 2nd, and I'm trying to clean up a little bit. There's some stuff I've got laying around here, and I got some organizational work and a couple of loose jobs that I don't need to zoom in on. One of them is I've got a out of control rag problem. So I've got 2 or 3 bags of cloths here that I need to go through. So I'm going to spend a few minutes on time lapse working this stuff up. So let's bear with me. Okay, now I'm going to explain something, and I'm using the GoPro because I don't need to get it close. What you see is a bag of towels that I had that come out of my late mom's house. And they've been in a bag floating around here for a while, and I completely forgot I had them. So what I've done is, you notice in my time lapse I cut them up. And I think I've seen this with showed this with t-shirts also. Here's the thing. Why buy shop rags? I'll just use a simple example. Why do you want to go out and buy a shop rag? I mean, they're nice, but why? My advice to you is, I know in every one of your homes, as laundry gets done, if you don't do your laundry, your madam does laundry, there's towels and stuff that gets frayed and she's going to throw away. Sheets, I've used them, and I'll tell you right quick, sheet doesn't make good rag. A t-shirt does. And we work at a shop, we stain them things all the time. But these towels, my mom and rat holed them. I'll tell the truth, they was rat holed, stuck back in the house for a long period of time. And so what my mother done was saved everything. Well, these towels was wore out. She'd use them for wiping cloths and stuff. Well, so when I cleaned the house out after she passed, or when I cleaned the house out when I put it up for a rental property, I have all this material laying around. So this has been in a bag for about a year. So One of the things I do is I just try to keep this stuff bagged up and use it as wiping rags. Another good source of hand towels and dish towels and cloth, terry cloth makes really good shop rags. Guys, do your wife or your girlfriend go to yard sales in the summer? I have bought some out of the way. Hey, people will sell them. Sometimes estate auctions, you might could see some. You're not concerned about the quality. You ain't gonna come home dry yourself with them. And if you can get them cheap and take a few minutes like I just did and rip them up, you got a great source of rags for basically very little or any money. And that's what my point is. A good way to save a buck. I'm going to do another stop action. If you've noticed in the past my soft jaws, I just made them. I didn't reference anything, which I should have. So what I'm going to do is put these things on a lathe and kind of try to turn them and then cut the excesses off to try to get them more so they don't look so shaky. So there's going to be a lot of passes here. So I'm going to do a stop action, and we'll probably put this in a slop or something. So that's why I've got the GoPro today. Okay, folks, what I've done is just basically trued them up. Now I'm going to just take them off now. There's a couple of them here, so I'm going to have to go in there and take some notches out and stuff because it was right up against the hard jaws. And then I'll do my other set the same way. But it's just something I've been needing to do, and it's basically because I made a slight mistake and just didn't pay attention. If I'd set a stop up in the mill and got these closer when I was milling the slots and stuff in them, been fine. But it just, every time you watch that thing turn, it was so out of balance looking, it just messed with my mind. So here we go. Hey, I just thought I'd throw something in this morning. This is kind of going to slop. This is one of them days I'm sort of got things I'm not sure what I want to start and what I don't want to start this morning. So instead of jumping on something and not sure which direction to go in, I decided to catch up on a couple of loose ends. One's I've just basically been swimming in rags, and the other one was a soft jaw project that I done on basically time lapse. And it's basically one set of my jaws was really good, and the one set you seen was really out. So I mean, and it was my fault for how I machined them, and really probably. And the other thing I noticed is maybe when I just throwed them on the machine. So this is us today. We're catching up on little stuff, and we'll put this in the slop. Hope you enjoyed it. Well, I hope you enjoyed the pig feed this week. Like I say, Slop in the Shop is also a copyright production of James Dedman's All Logs Plastic Hubs. And if you have just stopped by the channel, it's basically like a video blog. I just use the slop analogy for pig feed just to kind of give you an idea. It's just a mixed video. So with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's Slop in the Shop, and I hope you come by and see some other videos. To all my viewers that watch Slop in the Shop and comment and do the watch parties or just get together and with their friends and family, thank you so much. You know, we have achieved this milestone because not of me and my video skills. It is because of you who watch our channel and help it grow. So if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. If you are a subscriber, please comment, because that's the heart of YouTube. Thank you so much for watching Slop in the Shop, and we'll see you in the very next video.